Namaste, I'm Smita Jayakar. So, right from birth, we grow with different relationships, some by fate, some by choice. And we play different roles in our life. So, personally, if you ask me, I believe in maintaining relationships. I don't like breaking relationships. Exactly my point. That was my question. How? How do we maintain relationships? So, why don't we ask this question to Maitreya Dadashreeji? Maitreya Dadashreeji is a transformation pioneer who's uplifting humanity with the vision one world, one family. So, with all humility, let us welcome Maitreya Dadashreeji. Namaste, Dadashreeji.
Namaste.
Such a pleasure to meet you again. So, Dadashreeji, I just had certain questions that we need a little bit of clarity
Uh-huh.
on relationships, basically.
Yes.
So, I just had a few questions to
Mhm.
ask you.
Please go ahead. Yeah.
Dadashreeji, I've met a lot of parents
Mm-hmm.
whom I know that children are completely going off track.
Mm-hmm.
They are into substance abuse, drugs, and bad habits or whatever, thefts, is that. What do you do then as a parent? What to do? How do they get that relationship back? And what do you tell the child?
Mm-hmm.
Lot of trauma the parents are going through because of this.
Yeah. See, there are various practical ways one can, deal with this, rehabilitation or doctor medications or counseling. So many things one can do. That's, it's a separate side of it, different altogether. But what, as you rightly said, what a father or mother can do to help their child if he's into something like this. So first, what's the reason? What's the cause behind it? Why he doing like this? Why is he into substance abuse or into some drugs and all that? So the reason, if you look into it, also it's like lack of proper guidance, that this is going to negatively impact your life, not only career wise but mentally and physically. It's going to paralyze you throughout your life, and then you can't correct yourself, because even though you keep yourself away from these drugs, but the physical body will still be in that state for a longer period of time. It takes time to heal itself, and sometimes it remains as it is throughout the life. So that understanding was never given to them earlier. The proper guidance was lacking, and ideally it is always from parents it should start. It's their duty. That means you missed something wherein you couldn't understand your child. They had something they couldn't express. So here, one way is to practically deal with the situation, but the best way is to giving love. Give love to your child. That's the best effective way. When the child is able to sense and feel love, many times you think that I love.
I was just going to ask
Yeah,
the same question.
exactly. So
Yeah.
you think that I love my child, he doesn't understand. But thing is, your love sometimes becomes, is mixed with fear, or sometimes, very
Expectations, maybe.
overprotective. That's what it becomes, and the child doesn't see love. He always see this as someone is scolding, yelling at me. Someone is not liking, you couldn't do this, you couldn't do that. There's always constant bombarding of negative judgments on that child. And there you need to add positivity. And that should then begin from you, that, I love you. So even if you don't say it verbally, but do something wherein he knows that they truly care for me, they truly love me. And for them, I need to be out of this habit. So parents will become your motivation. The child will come out of slowly. The first thing is always from parents. So any help from any medical doctor or counselors or any center will come afterwards. First is you as parents, that you help your child, and that can be healed through love. So the love is there, but you are not able to, in fact, express it well. Maybe child is not able to feel it. That's the only thing, thing lacking. So proper communication, and slowly, gradually, your child will sense this, and you can easily come out of this problem. This problem will never stay for long, unless you think that it won't happen. If I just give you, this solution, easy solution, love.
True.
But if you don't believe in this, it will never happen.
Hmm.
Through love, nothing changed. Then it will be difficult for you. Then you have various ways of medications and so many things. You may follow that, but something will which starts from you, that is love. Experiment. Don't lose hope. Through love, he will definitely or she will definitely come out of this addiction. And I'm very, very confident on that.
I think most people don't know the definition of love only.
Yes, yes.
Most parents say, "Oh, we love our children." Which parent doesn't like the love the children? So they don't know the love that you're saying from where
Yeah.
it stems.
Yes, yes,
That is
yes,
what is important.
yes, yes, yes.
So Dadashreeji, in this pandemic also, there have been alarming number of children whose parents are no more, and they are orphaned. Now, how do you deal with these orphan children?
Yeah, but I know it's very sad and unfortunate to hear, every now and then, especially in our country, India, and heart cries for all of them. But spiritually, when you look at it, spiritually, because everything happens for a purpose. It's not, just an accident that, it happened with some of them, and others are still doing well, or someone has mother but not father. Some of them lost both. But if it is happening in anybody's life, there is a purpose, and this purpose is for their own spiritual development, their growth, learning a lesson, and helping others. So it's not that nature or divine God is leaving them as it is.
Mm.
As parents, if you look at it, there is no one, but nature is going to take care of all those children. So as such, they are not orphan. There is someone all the time with them. Society will support them. Society will take care of them. Nature will take care of them. So whatever they need to grow in their life, they will receive it. This design is such, to strengthen yourself or to complete your lessons, spiritual lessons in this life, you need to be an orphan. That's how it has been designed. So what happens once, as a child, when you grow with no parents, then you realize the importance of parents, having parents in your life, father and mother, and then you seek for it. You miss your parents, presence of mother or father, both. When you go out, you grow, you become an adult, then you start sharing this with others. You tell others also that I still miss my parents, without their presence, without their guidance, I have reached here. But I always wanted them to be with me, especially when I am successful in my life. I want them that they should come and share this moment with me, but they are not there. Now, this is something that this orphan boy or a girl sharing with their friend and telling him or her how important it is to have parents in your life, wherein this person is not respecting his parents. So then he also changes and decides, I think I should not do this because at least I have my mother and father in my life. And then he will automatically start respecting, their parents. It's like someone has, someone doesn't have. you know so someone who doesn't have, he will teach these lessons to someone else who has. So
Right.
if you look at it, this is how life is. Everything complements each other. So not having doesn't mean that you are a bad person or you're going to be a loser or negative in future. It's not like that. It's a situation, very, very, painful situation, but you will also get support. Nature decided or designed your life in that fashion, and you're supposed to go through it and grow. So there is a purpose for all of them in future. So see that what's there for me in future. Nothing will be compromised at all. Your growth will never be compromised because of one person or your parents or anybody else not present in your life. Your growth will be always there. Unless you decide you don't want to grow, then nobody can help. If you say that I want to move ahead, I want to do something great in my life, everyone will come and support you.
But at this point in time,
Mhm.
how does one guide them? Whoever is taking care of them,
Mhm.
whichever orphanage they are probably, whoever is taking care of them, that person should be instructed to tell these children and change their mindset. Otherwise, they will
Yes,
be
yes, 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 yes.
feeling that they are finished, they're over, life is over.
Yeah, just with understanding them, just understand their
Huh.
needs, what they want, and what
Hmm.
best we can do from our side. So this is how you should initiate your interaction with them.
Hmm.
What
Hmm.
do you want? What's your goal or vision? Together, is there anything we can do?
Hmm.
So that's how you should develop your relationship, your bond with those children. And after a few years, they'll be all right, and they'll be out of this trauma, and they'll be very positive towards
Wow,
life.
that's so nice to know.
Yeah.
So, which means every human being born on this earth
Yes, yes.
has a purpose
Yes,
on
yes,
this
yes,
planet.
exactly.
Nobody
Yes, yes,
just goes without a
yes,
purpose,
yes,
whether
very true,
you're
very true.
orphan or whether
Yes,
you're
yes,
with parents. So
exactly, exactly, very
lovely.
true.
That is so nice. Thank you, Dadash. It's beautiful.
Yes, yes.
Hey, Dadashji, you are a parent.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a grandmother.
Mm.
Okay. I'm seeing this generation born, especially after 2012.
Yes, yes.
And I have heard, but I wanted to
Mm.
throw light on this and give me clarity. I've heard that children born after 2012 are born as crystal children, rainbow children, golden children, and indigo children.
Mm-hmm.
And they all have their own qualities.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I see that in my granddaughter, and I've seen it in so many other children also. Today's children, they ask such mind boggling questions and they do such things. Uh, it's sometimes I wonder कि how the hell does a child get these kind of questions or thoughts in their head?
Mm-hmm.
So, are there these categories and are these children really something else? I've heard that they've come from another planet to transform the planet. Is that all true?
Mm-hmm. See, I did not name all these categories, so I don't know about these categories.
Hmm.
Because it can be, the list can continue. Pink children or white children. You can keep adding, more categories in future. And but the fact is definitely there. The fact is, yes, there are some evolved beings,
Hmm.
or children
Hmm.
taking birth on this planet. And as I said, and there is a purpose even for that, group of people or a bunch of children, taking birth, or souls coming down
Hmm.
and in physical form, and you know impacting, changing current nature. So if there is someone like this in numbers coming on this earth, that is signifying something.
Hmm.
That is, sending a message to all of you, which we always keep talking about. And that's why Maitri Bodh Parivar is, it's about future world. So if you and me decide today how that future world is going to be, it depends entirely on the new generation.
Hmm.
And how this new generation is, which you just mentioned. Different
True.
categories with different abilities, skills. So these children are actually going to form a new world. So this is actually, you can see with your open eyes,
Yes,
with
yes.
open mind, that even if you deny this fact that world is going to change, but you see these children, all these children are there to contribute for the future world or new world order
Hmm.
or divine age, we call it as. They came here for that purpose, and they are going to build a better, happy, very powerful world. And it's going to happen, and those abilities will evolve and develop with time. And that's where people like they are going to help these children, and then they will actually take care of future world. So this is just not, again I said, not an accident. It's a proper design and nature's design, and it's going to happen like this, and people will notice it again and again. So don't see them as abnormal or hyperactive children
Hmm.
or
Hmm.
ADHD, you call it.
Hmm.
No? I think they are not like us. That's why
Hmm.
they are abnormal. That's how you actually, you have your own definition of deciding, that they're not like us. So treat them. But if they are in huge numbers, in majority, then they'll treat you as abnormal.
True.
They will ask you question, why don't you experience love for people?
True.
Why don't you experience love for animals? Why don't you experience rain? What's the problem in? And we say, no, it's all about money, recognition,
Huh.
work, and then your task, on time, agenda, so many things, and my religion, your religion, my party, your party. But for them, no, all are one. They will ask, why don't you experience everyone as one? This will be their question to you. But you will say, no, no, but I am different from them. I'm separate. This is natural for you. But for them, this is natural. And it's going to increase with time.
Exactly. I've been noticing this. So
Exactly.
my next question is the same. Is this only? Now
Mm,
I'm a grandmother. I'm not the parent of the child.
mm.
But how are they going to deal? How are the parents going to deal with
This
children?
is,
How are they going to answer all these questions?
yeah, exactly. Then you evolve with as per your child, as per kid, you change yourself because they don't need to. Because if you expect them to be like you, that means they are going to be more practical, more
Mm,
confined, more selective, more ignorant, in fact. So you need to be like them when where there is freedom, when there is bond, when there is love. That's what world needs. And you can see the glimpses of future world in these current children, that
yes.
this is how this world is going to be, and you will see more and more children taking births anywhere in this world. So be ready and be aware of this fact.
So Dadashriji, you're a parent yourself. Now, in this changing world, like there's so much of digitalization, there's so much of influence of social media, the economy is changing all the time. So, what advice will you give to all parents in shaping the future of their children in these kind of times? What right parenting style can you tell them?
See, there is nothing as such called as right parenting, because
Mm.
it will vary as per your child. There is no one standard general rule.
Mm-hmm.
Step one, two, three, four. You do this, then you are into that bracket of parent right parenting. It is entirely depends on your child, how he is, his nature, his abilities are, skills, or his preferences. Based on that, you need to tune yourself
Mm-hmm.
and help your child. So it's not that you become friend with your child. It's very normally, okay, many parents, when they come and interact, they say, I'm just like a friend
Mm.
to my son or daughter. And they also say, yes, it's my father, mother, they're just like my friends. But they don't share everything to their parents. They think, okay, my kids are my friends, and they also see me as friend. They agree to you also in front of you, but in your absence, they still have many secrets which they don't share with you, and you think, you assume you're in your world that, oh, I think I'm their best friend.
Mm.
So come out of this wrong understanding.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Yes, you don't need to be their friend, because they know there is generation gap. Then wrong expectations, if you set, then you're
True.
going to suffer for no reason. So it's better that give them freedom. That's the first thing. Always
Mm.
give your child freedom. Observe what they are doing, because that's your duty. You need to guide them, definitely. You don't need specifically a spiritual state for it.
Mm.
Understand what he or she is doing. That's empathy. Empathy is,
Empathy.
yeah,
Huh.
that what is happening within their heart.
Mm.
If
Mm.
you're able to connect with it, then you'll be able to guide your child, because nobody is going to understand your child better than you, because you gave birth to your child. So you don't need
True.
to refer to any other books for that matter. Books on parenting, and then
Mm.
there are series of courses and chapters, go through it,
Mm.
6 months of course and so many things. But your child is your
Yeah.
child. Biologically, he's connected to you.
Mm.
So you don't need to go through all these, steps and difficult courses and all that. Just connect with his heart. What is happening within him? And then you start guiding properly. It's like master style, I would say. Master, how master guides, with compassion,
Mm.
at the same time firmness also, both together, wherever it is required. The knowledge is also there, and master also adapts with the time. That also, you should also be flexible with time. Okay, do this. Okay, if you start believing in in your children, that I know you will never do wrong, then he will not do it. He will never do it. If you tell that, if you go out, I know you are going to smoke.
Mm.
Since you have already put it in
Yes.
his mind, so one day he's going to smoke. If you say, I know you will never smoke, then he will definitely never smoke. And if he does, he will come back and tell you. So it's like you are actually instilling this. Somehow you're, it's like, uh, fixing that impression in his mind, that you will do this, you will do this, you will do this, which is not right. Then he will automatically go towards it,
Mm.
and he will do it one day. Instead of that, that belief or faith or conviction that yes, he is going to follow right path, and let him or her know about this, that my mother, father, they truly believe in me, and they know that wherever I go, I will never do anything wrong.
Correct.
So that faith is always there. So because of that, the child will always will do wonders. And don't add unnecessary expectations also, that you are supposed to be this and that, scientist or engineer, doctor, or a big famous lawyer. Do what you want to do in life. Be a better individual. Be a happy person. This is something every parent should teach their
Children.
children. This is something which is lacking, but I think with this master style of parenting, compassion, love, firmness, knowledge, then being flexible, all those things will come. Empathy, very, very important. And then your child, your son, daughter would be the best person in this world.
Thank you so much. So much clarity I got. Thank you for answering all these
Mm.
silly questions, maybe, but so beautifully. And really, thank you for your
Yes, yes,
time.
yes, yes,
Thank you so much,
yes, yes,
Dadashreeji.
yes.
Thank you
Thank
very
you so
much
much.
for being with us and
Yes, yes,
giving us so much clarity about
yes, yes.
relationships.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you. Namaste,
Namaste.
Dadashreeji.